Okay, it's been a while. I figured I'd say hello. I've been in a really funky, weird mood lately, and so I haven't been really able to I guess say or think. I don't know. I've just been in a weird place, and so I haven't been wanting to make any videos. And the truth is that as of recently, the video count started going down, and it kind of put me in a sad state. And I was like, well, then people just don't want to watch it, so I'm not going to do it anymore, right? I mean, that makes sense, right? Don't do it if people aren't going to watch. Good morning, Heidi. So, I thought to myself, I was watching, I just posted this. If you haven't heard about this guy, his name's Charlie Zellenof. And he supposedly has beaten up 180 people. Scott, have you heard of this guy named Charlie Zellenof? If you haven't heard of this guy, I might have delusions of grandeur. I'm cool with that. But this kid, whoa! Okay, so not only did he get his ass kicked by three different people who are actual heavyweights. This guy's still on the internet to this day, December 2016. He just put out a video. He's like, screw all you people. I can beat you all. I can take you down. I've got guns. I mean, this guy really believes his hype. Now, mind you, he's created his own hype. He believes he's beaten 160 people. Now, if you have to watch this. Okay, I feel bad for him. This is where this comes down to. I even just sent him a tweet on Facebook. On Twitter, where it was just yo, bro, I'm not lying to you. I really wish you the best, and I hope to God you can you find some kind of answer for something. You're like, this kid's scary, bro. It's not even kinda. This is straight scary shit. Okay, so he buys belts on from Toys R Us. This is not lies, okay? This guy, I give him credit for sticking to it. As do I. I was just about to get into that. I don't believe it, but he has taken some punches. Man, he's taken some major punches. Now, here's the thing. And this is where I've been watching a guy named Gary Vaynerchuk. If you don't know who he is, he's a guy who owns a cool media company, a couple different things. He's also trying to start a sports company. He's a very cool guy. He's one of the Fortune 500 companies. The guy's a badass. Now, Charlie Zellenof is a guy with what is called delusions of grandeur, which means you believe the hype. If you know anything about me, and I hope that there's some people who are still watching, if you know anything about me, I'm the first guy that always says I'm not a good magician. I think I'm a good entertainer, but I don't think I'm that great of a magician. I know so many guys out there in the world that could just make me look like there's black belts compared to my white belt crap. I mean, these guys are really amazing magicians, and I only aspire to try and attempt to become better at life. Anyways, what it comes down to is this. Gary Vaynerchuk talks about having passion but having no talent. I am now calling out Charlie Zellenof as a kid with absolutely no talent whatsoever, but God, a whole lot of passion. And this kid is at first he was a boxer, and then when this really, I don't remember who it is, but he was like an internet troll, and he got on, and he's like, I'll fuck you shit up, and I'll tape your daughter's mouth, you N-word, and the guy goes crazy. So then the black guy's like, yo, bro, are you really calling out my daughter and me? He's like, listen, I don't care who you are. I'm a very nice person. I am not a racist. But when you start talking about putting tape on my daughter's mouth and killing people, you went too far. So he gets his ass beat. He then goes on the internet to prove how he beat the crap out of somebody else. He only got one hit. Now, the big guy, who's an actual boxer, beats him, not once, but 3 times, I believe, onto the ground where he's like, I'm done, I don't want to fight anymore, I don't want to fight. Okay, but the point is that after that, he then, I don't know what happens, but somehow or another, he is able to take a moment of a beating, like a full-on beating after he started it, right? He's like, I'm going to beat you, blah, 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 and then he gets his ass kicked. Somehow or another, between this time and the time that he gets back on the internet, none of that shit happened. And I don't know how. I honestly don't know how that happens, but I will bring it back because I do know how that happens. It's the same thing that we do to ourselves every single day. It's the thing that we do that allows us to live in society and allows us to deem that certain things are okay when they're really not okay. And so Charlie Zellenof, for me, I mean, literally, I've been watching this guy for an hour. I watched a documentary about him. I watched a bunch of videos on him. Good morning, Sammy. And what I found out, if you haven't heard about Charlie Zellenof, please look it up. This kid is awesome. All right, now, why do I say he's awesome? And look at my ears. Look, you can see my ears are red. That's weird, huh? It's like I've got weird red ear. That's just because the sun's blaring through my ear, and I've got big fat ears, and so cognitive dissonance. Yes! Thank you, Scott, for coming back with the cool stuff. Yes, so it is cognitive dissonance. So it's in our everyday lives, but when cognitive dissonance, he has established a normal for himself. Exactly. And so this is what I'm getting at. So normal, anything that challenges that does not exist. Exactly. And so I place all of those things that you're talking about, Scott, into the conversation as to say, what is it that you're doing in your life that you're like Charlie Zellenof? Now, granted, Charlie Zellenof is like an extreme case, okay? And it's not like everybody needs to go out there and try to... please don't do what Charlie's doing. But the point is, if you do have some kind of heart, some kind of connection, you want to do something in your life, then do what Charlie Zellenof is doing. But do it the right way. So, all right, he says he's the greatest when he's not. He says he's beaten 160 people. He's not. This is what he does. He goes to like different gyms in the LA area. And he walks up to people. He's like, "Hey, man, I heard you might want to spar with me." And then they're like, "Yeah, I guess. Okay, cool." And then he'll take them into the room, and they're like, "All right, we're gonna spar." And then he just starts beating the fuck out of them. And then when the person's like, stop," he's like, "I won, right? I won." And this is the sadness. The sadness is taking a moment that you've created as being this grand moment of reality when it's not. You've created this moment and you make it seem as though it's happening when it's really not. And then other people are like, "Bro, that's really not happening." And then he's like, "You're haters. You're stupid." So what I'm trying to get at is this. How much of Charlie Zellenof are you putting in your life? I look at myself, man, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm watching this movie, and I'm like, man, maybe I'm a lot like this guy, and I don't want to be like this guy. Like, who wants to be like that? Nobody wants to be like that. Anyways. Crazy stories. Crazy stories. Listen, all I'm trying to say is this life is really tough, and it's not easy. And we seem to do everything that we can to make ourselves happy, and we're even willing to lie to ourselves about that. And I think that's the kicker. How much of you is lies? How much of you can you handle and say, "Hey, I know who I really am and I'm okay with me"? If you can get to that place, then I think that you're getting to a much more cleaner way of living. And I wrote this just the other day, and please bear with me. Everything is lies. Yes, sir, it is. I agree with you, Scott. But at the same time, everything is not lies. You know, because if not, we wouldn't be able to have this moment. We wouldn't be alive if things were and were not. We experience everything through previous experiences. Yes. And so what I was trying to get at is this, Scott, since you're with me, and it seems like you're the only one here with me today. I'm going to go like this. The greatest humans in history, that we uphold as human beings, that we consider to be the most idealistic versions of what we would want to accomplish or try to become, would be a Jesus, a Gandhi, a Buddha. Yeah, my feed died twice. I don't know why it does that. It's been doing this thing where it has like I have no signal and I'm like right next to the box. I don't know what the fuck to do. That's why I haven't been making these videos for the last couple of days. So what I'm getting at is those people, the greatest people in human history that we all uphold, right? Even if we're not like a Christian, even if we're not this, that, or the other, you still know who the people are. You still think about them, and you still push them as being great human beings. So Gandhi, Buddha, I would rather be Hunter S. Thompson. Yes, he was a good guy, but this is not what I'm getting at, Scott. Stop breaking my feed, man. Thoughts. So, what I'm trying to get at is this. The greatest people in human history are the ones that we uphold, that in the end had absolutely nothing, yet they had the most support from everyone else in the human field. So why is it that we, everyone else in everyday life, is chasing after having things when the people that we push to be like, or the ones that we're supposed to be like, what would Jesus do? What would Buddha do? What would Gandhi do? Right? All these things. All of those people had nothing. They lived their life with nothing. And everyone else supported them because they knew who they were and what they were doing. I bring that to you. I ask you, how much of your life are you willing to live and give for nothing? Is it even yours? Do you even own your life? Who owns your life? And with that, my note, I will leave you now today, my friends. Please go out into the world, help somebody, carry some bags, open a door, be friendly, say hello, smile. And if you can, if you see somebody who's in a bad place, tell them you love them, tell them that they're awesome, and tell them that you care for them, and tell them that no matter what, they're going to survive. And if you can't because you just don't like people and you just want to be by yourself, then that's fine. Do something nice for yourself. Be good to yourself. And my friends, I love you all. I thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.